Overboard. I'll let you read the summary for this one.
Kate is a single working class mother of 3 who's hired to clean a luxury yacht.
Read it like you're supposed to, not like you feel.
Kate is a single working class mother of 3 who's hired to clean a luxury yacht who belongs to Leonardo, a selfish, spoiled, and wealthy Mexican playboy. After unjustly firing Kate, Leonardo falls off the boat and wakes up with no memory of who he is. To get payback, Kate shows up at the hospital and convinces the confused amnesiac that they're married. As Leonardo tries to get used to manual labor in his new family, Kate starts to wonder how long can she keep fooling her fake husband.
All right. Oh, and by the way, hello, Night Hippie. She said
hello out there.
All right, so review for Overboard. So I wanted to start off this review by saying that this movie suffered from very bad marketing. Although it did hit its target audience very well. I've heard from multiple people that this movie did very well in the Latino communities.
Mm-hmm.
And but as far as the trailers go, as far as U.S. audiences, I think it was very poorly received. I definitely did not like it from the trailer. I thought this movie was going to be absolute dumpster fire. And I ended up being pleasantly surprised. I connected to it the way that I felt like I was supposed to. I did. I connected to this movie like I thought I was supposed to. I laughed at some of the funny parts. There's not a lot of funny parts, surprisingly, but there are quite a few, I guess. It's not a laugh out loud riot, but there were some funny parts in it, and I thought they were funny. There were some sad parts in it, and I felt sad. I mean, like I said, I connected to it emotionally like I was supposed to. And I thought that I really did not know how I was going to like Eugenio Derbez. I think that's how I forget.
Eugenio Derbez.
Derbez.
Mm.
I didn't think I was going to like him. I didn't know this until doing a little bit of research that he was somebody that's very, very huge in the Latino community. They go out in droves to go see his movies. I know he did one last year that I did not see, but I know that it did very well in the box office, called How to Be a Latin Lover. It did very well in the box office, and I think a lot of critics even liked it too. But like I said, I didn't like it from the trailers, and I never bothered to go see it, but now I might go see it. But he was very good. For me, he was very good in this movie. I thought this movie had a lot of heart, and I really liked the scenes with him, because like I said, the movie is very 80s-esque. It's got that story that should not work nowadays, and it didn't technically. It just should not work from today's storytelling standards. But for what it was, I liked it. And like I said, I thought that the scenes with him trying to connect with this family that he didn't think that he ever had, that he didn't have, but he trying to build a relationship with everybody, and then them liking him and him liking them. I thought that worked. And should I spoil the movie? I don't know. Spoiler alert.
What's the spoil?
Spoiler alert. If you already have, you should already know that this is coming anyway.
If you've seen the original Overboard, you know this is coming. He
finds out that they're not his family. That part gutted me. I thought that was so sad, that the way that he felt about him finding out that was not his actual family after building this relationship and them building the relationship with them. I thought that was hard to watch. And I thought the acting in here, I think that Anna Faris was perfectly casted for this movie, because she has that 80s throwback style in her comedy. Has always been really throwback, and I think she was the only person that could have been cast for this movie for that role. But even though she did not have much to work with in this movie, but the part that did not work was their chemistry as a romantic couple. That one did not really work at all. But that wasn't the most important part of the story. It was the part of him connecting with her daughters and stuff. And I think if that wasn't there, this movie would have definitely been a dumpster fire for me. All right, so I talked enough. What did you think?
Now, here we go. All right. So I'm sitting in this theater watching this movie. I'm like getting into it. I'm like, okay, when did the jokes come in? And I hear people laughing behind me, but I'm like, when did the jokes start? I'm like 40 minutes in, like just sitting there. I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, I'm actually in here. And this movie is the dumpster fire. Yes. I want everyone to hear my rage right now. This movie is the dumpster fire that Walker thought it was going to be to me. I hated this movie. I hated every little bit of this movie. It was dumb. It made me mad. It did not make me even chuckle once. You know how even the dumbest movies will make you chuckle once? Nope. Not me. I was in there quiet. And I was in there like, ugh. I texted him about 45 minutes in. And if you check the Instagram, he even quoted my message. The message said, I think this movie might be my first walkout. I've never walked out of a movie just because it was flat out bad. But this movie almost forced my hand. I did not enjoy this movie. I thought the acting was horrible. I thought the situation was so bad.
I will admit the beginning part, whenever he was his spoiled rich self, was very much a cliche. And
the plot holes were just everywhere. Like the plot, they make the spoiler because I don't care. Let's go. They make a point to show that the crew has like multiple cameras all over the boat.
Oh yeah. That's for security purposes. What's wrong with that?
Yet no camera saw him fall off the boat?
Oh. Well, it technically did, but the guy wasn't watching it. And
they didn't go back. They didn't go back once.
Some of those people don't record.
Okay, now, a man that rich falling off a boat and winding up in a hospital. Wouldn't that
part is a huge hole of nobody recognizing him.
No, not nobody recognizing him. That's not even the part I'm talking about. No one on the news cared.
Yeah.
It didn't make Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. The news didn't spread like wildfire who is this missing man? They didn't put no thought into it.
Or that the fact that there was no missing overboard person from a ship reported to the police either.
Yeah,
so that is a huge hole. But you gotta ignore it to enjoy the movie.
No, see the thing is, no, you can't. But no, I can't ignore it because I can't because this movie is set in 2018.
Yeah.
I said
it shouldn't work in 2018. It shouldn't be a movie that we even should think.
They didn't look into
2018.
In 2018, they would do a background check on this woman, so they just don't give a patient away.
Yeah. That's a huge liability, giving away patients like that. Patients that are mentally ill, and mentally
injured.
Yeah.
So they and then they try to make and then did you hear the joke that tied into the original Overboard?
Mm-mm.
They said this happened to a woman back in the 80s.
Oh yeah, that part.
So this is a true sequel, not a remake. And then they even try to throw a Jaws joke in this movie. Yeah. Oh my goodness! Because even down to having the sheriff named Brody.
Yep. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, guys, the movie is not great, but like I said, there are parts in it that I enjoyed. That not as much. I guess you did not enjoy them.
The part that I enjoyed is when the credits started rolling because I could get up and leave.
And this movie has the audacity to be 2 hours long. One of the things why that moved my hand towards going to see Tully at first was that fact that this movie wasn't 80 minutes long. This movie was 120 minutes long, which is really, I mean.
And one of the subplots is very idiotic.
What's that?
The subplot was the urn.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you could just show
Smells like beef.
Smell like beef. No one really does they just accept her word for it.
Yeah.
There's no forensic evidence. Yeah, this movie, it did not work. It tried my patience. I never want to see this movie again.
I will rate the movie. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10.
That's like 6 points too high.
Okay.
I give it a half out of 10.
A half out of 10.
One whole half out of 10. And the only reason why it gets a half for me, because the way they actually treated the kids like kids a little bit. Even the middle one, I give them a half a point for letting her be herself, playing flag football, even down to wearing a suit to the wedding. I thought that was kind of a cool little touch. Mm-hmm. They letting her be her.
All right,
so that's a cool little touch. Outside of that, this movie is garbage. This movie will be in the $3.74 bin at Walmart. I guarantee it. Not the $5 one. You still find some good movies in the $5 bin. That $3.74 bin, you got company coming.
All right, so you're giving this movie is now 35%. That's our score.
Yeah,
35%.
That's accurate because that.
So 3.5 out of 10. If you do hard.
Because as I was getting ready to watch this movie, I'm like, okay. I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, this is the startup. This is the build. And then I looked up and watched, and I was 40 minutes in. I'm past the building point. The movie's supposed to be doing things now, and it's not for me. Now I'm just sitting there irritated, like, you just wasted 40 minutes of my time. And I was about to get up and leave, but then I said, nope, I will not let this movie beat me. And I survived it. Half out of 10.
All right, guys. Did you guys? I don't go out and pay to go see it, but definitely give it a chance. As if obviously, I believe that there's redeemable qualities in this movie. You do not agree. So
only reason why I didn't give it a 0 because, like I said, the kids saved it from a flat 0.
The kids did save this movie. That was my point. Also, was that the kids saved this movie. If this was based solely on this being a romantic movie, it would have failed epically.
Yeah, that's
as a romantic comedy.
It did.
But the family stuff got me, and that's where I connected the most with this movie.
See. I see what kind of dude you are. Like, if it has a nice little family hook, you get got.
Yeah.
I'm not that dude. I review it as it is, and I didn't see a good movie today. I left. I was angry. I was leaving the theater, and I heard Black Panther in another theater. I was mad because I could have saw that. I would have rather saw that, Tully, Isle of Dawn. I would have rather saw anything today. I would have rather watched two pigeons fight in the street than this movie. I would rather go outside and watch two pigeons fight in the street than watch Overboard again at all.
All right. Okay. So, guys, if you've seen Overboard, let us know what you think.